EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Ready. 5-9. Right there. 54. Sammy. Pick your game up.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And that'll make it third down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now Breeze on third down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner.
Here we go. Like 20. 21.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Von Bell up to make the tackle.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo looks to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Here we go. Hey, alert! Hey, Delta! Exit! Lock!
Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Goodwin able to haul it in. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
He's checking. Cracks. I got you. Go ahead.
Snap comes at one. Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
11, 11. 47 right, 47 right.
There's Garoppolo to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
To throw is Garoppolo. And that is... Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set, 5-8, 5-8. Mike 54. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Rush it. Hey, kill. Watch twist, watch twist. You kill.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Breeze. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here comes Pettis on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Hey, box truck.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. This is Coleman with the ground. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards, the final tally. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Flushed out right. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. This is caught. 23 yards on the play.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers, and the last 2 years in Oakland. Now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. To throw is Brees. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Watch twitch. Check. Easy, opposite.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Sammy.
56. Mike, 56. Right there.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans.
Touchdown.
Michael Thomas with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. What's good on the extra point? Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here we go, here we
The
go, here we go.
49er
21,
offense set to get this
21.
drive underway. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start first and 10. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Here we go, here we
You
go.
often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
White.
Mike's 56. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Garoppolo gets this one to Juszczyk. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
21. 21. Here we go. Black. Hey, Haywood.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board.
4-7's the mic. 4-7.
On 2nd and 15 now. Garoppolo going up top. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
11.
Hey, check Mike 47.
Hey, Zoo.
I'm here all day.
47's the mic. 46.
Let's get that home.
47's the mic, boy. 47. Check. 47. Record.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Keep it up. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
I got him.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 18 yards, first down Niners. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
White.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. He'll find Metcalf. And he's taken down inside the 30. 18 yards, first down Niners.
Let's go. Here we go.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. Scott.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Kamara. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a game.
2nd and 5 now. Breeze again has it complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Easy.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. And brought in by the tight end Cook. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Breeze's throw on target to Cook. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 34.
Undercrush. Not 6-6. Pull it high. 11.
Now Breeze. Well, this is caught by Ginn. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
2nd and 1 at the Niners' 24-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A give to Kamara running right. Oh, what a juke into space. And they'll get this down to the 10. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Trying to pound it in, Kamara. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle it. That's what you're looking for.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Breeze. Rolling to his right. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now 21-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
95-56, 95-56. Let's get it together, D. Easy, opposite.
Play action, Breeze. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Definitely worth taking in our deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Breeze to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They come out here in the eye.
Hey, kill! Yes!
On 2nd and 2, Breeze into a double team, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he's into the clear, past the 20, and into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Check Mike 47. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Right back to Coleman here on first down. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Now from the 7, here's second and goal.
Hey, Orbit. Hey, check Mike 47. 1, Omaha.
Yo.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. But now it's third and goal.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone.
Here we go.
He's not hurried. He's not
11,
hit.
11.
And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Garoppolo looks to throw. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle with touchdown number 8 on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Gold with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 21-17.
49ers 13.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Second and 5 now. Breeze. He gets it to Thomas. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Breeze now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's first and 10.
Here we go.
To throw, it's Breeze. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up second and 2.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Tighten down. There you go. 36. Easy.
Breeze going to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Kill. Check your hot read. Switch.
80 weapons.
Breeze looking to throw on third and 2. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
Kill.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Alert flare. 12. Here we go. Here's 26.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. On the ground, this is Kamara. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
5-1. 53, easy. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Shotgun now for Breeze. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Here's Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
You gonna see me in your nightmare. 65, 55. 56. Hey, exit. 6, right there, 56.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Marcus Davenport able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Well, that's complete to Sanders. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first.
A breakaway from Michael Thomas. The 40. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his third touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Niners take over first and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Marcus Williams. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. What's good on the extra point? And they open the lead up now to 25. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now in this drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. There's Garoppolo to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now Garoppolo. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
First down, 49ers.
Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 22, Garoppolo looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The Niners on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Check, 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 check.
Check 26, check 26.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Ready, 95-56, 95-56.
They run it again with Kamara. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting, but obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for New Orleans, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.